By the time a man reaches 60, he's lived long enough, loved enough, and lost enough to become either deeply wise or deeply guarded. And that's the challenge, isn't it? At this stage of life, most men know exactly how to present themselves. They've learned what to say, when to smile, how to charm, sometimes without showing who they really are. The lines between good and bad don't always show up clearly, because older men can hide what they don't want you to see. Of course, you could just wait and see. Time will show you what kind of man he really is. But let's be honest, at our age, time isn't something we waste. There are no redo years, no second chances. And that's why today's video, I will share 5 clear signs that you found a genuinely good older man, the kind you don't want to lose. And when you see number 3, don't second guess it, because it might be the most important signal that love this time could be real. Hi, it's Vernon again, and today I'm going to help you spot the difference. Because when you meet a truly good older man, there are 5 clear signs that set him apart. These are the green flags that reveal emotional maturity, healthy values, and long-term potential. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss content designed to help you navigate love, dating, and connection with clarity and confidence after 60. Let's take a look at the 5 signs that say, yes, he's the real deal.
1. The older man has made peace with his past and owns his story. A good older man doesn't hide from his past. He's made peace with it. He doesn't dodge questions about his former marriage, avoid talking about mistakes, or brush over difficult chapters with vague answers like, "It's complicated." Instead, he's able to speak about his life with clarity, humility, and emotional honesty. The ancient Greek concept of sophrosynthi, self-knowledge and emotional balance, speaks to something profound about character development. A man who has done the inner work to understand his own patterns, acknowledge his contributions to past relationship failures, and take responsibility for his growth, demonstrates the kind of emotional intelligence that creates successful partnerships. You can tell a man has done the inner work when he's no longer blaming an ex, denying past patterns, or pretending everything was fine. He acknowledges where he contributed to a relationship's breakdown, what he learned from it, and how he's grown since then. That self-awareness is the foundation of emotional maturity. This kind of man isn't just emotionally safe, he's emotionally ready, and that makes him rare, attractive, and worth your time. Most importantly, he doesn't treat you like a therapist or a fixer. He's not using the relationship to heal open wounds. He's already done that work on his own. His emotional house is in order, and now he's inviting someone in, not to rebuild him, but to share the life he's already built. Pay attention to how a man discusses his past relationships, career challenges, and personal struggles. Does he take appropriate responsibility for his role in problems, or does he position himself as victim of others' failures? Can he acknowledge growth areas without self-flagellation? And can he share lessons learned without lecturing? Does he demonstrate ongoing self-reflection and personal development? A good man will share his story with appropriate vulnerability, acknowledge his contributions to past problems, demonstrate what he's learned, and show evidence of ongoing growth. He won't blame all his problems on others, but he also won't take inappropriate responsibility for things beyond his control. While making peace with the past shows you where he's been, the next sign reveals how he'll show up for you now, consistently, respectfully, and without emotional confusion.
2. He shows genuine interest in your inner world. The ancient Persian poet Rumi wrote, "Let yourself be silently drawn by the strange pull of what you really love. It will not lead you astray." A truly good man is drawn to the complexity of who you are, your mind, your heart, your experiences, your wisdom, your dreams. He's not just attracted to what you can do for him. He's fascinated by who you are independent of him. This kind of interest isn't performative. It's not about checking boxes or keeping the conversation going. It's about emotional intimacy. He listens not to reply, but to understand. He remembers what you say, reflects on it, and sometimes even brings it up later, not because he's trying to impress you, but because your mind and heart matter to him. Dr. Arthur Aaron's research on relationship satisfaction reveals that couples who maintain curiosity about each other's inner experiences report higher satisfaction and deeper intimacy over time. But this research also shows that genuine curiosity, as opposed to polite interest, can only be sustained by people who find complexity and depth genuinely engaging rather than threatening. So notice whether someone asks questions that invite depth rather than just seeking information. Does he seem genuinely curious about your perspectives and experiences? Or is he primarily focused on determining your availability and compatibility? When you share something meaningful, does he respond with additional questions that show he's truly listening? Or does he quickly redirect to his own experiences or opinions? Here's what genuine interest looks like. He asks follow-up questions that show he's been thinking about previous conversations. He remembers details about things that matter to you. He seeks your opinion on topics beyond your relationship, treating your thoughts as valuable. He's curious about your emotional responses to experiences, not just the facts of what happened. Has anyone ever made you feel truly seen, not just for what you do, but for who you are at your core? What did they ask or notice that made you feel that way? Share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear what emotional presence looks like to you. Ready to see another rare but telling sign? The next one isn't about what he says, it's about the way he makes you feel in his presence.
3. He demonstrates consistent character in small things. Last spring, over coffee, my friend Robert shared something that captured what sets a truly good older man apart. His partner, Eleanor, had once been impressed by grand romantic gestures, but eventually realized it was the quiet, consistent actions that mattered most. What made Robert different, she told him, was how he always followed through. If he said he'd call, he did. If he promised something, he delivered. No reminders, no drama. Unlike men who made big promises they rarely kept, Robert simply kept the small ones, and that's what earned her trust. In doing so, he revealed a key truth. Real character shows up not in what a man says, but in what he reliably does, especially in the little things. The ancient Roman philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A person's character is revealed by their actions, not their words." But there's a deeper truth here.
Character is revealed most clearly in actions that don't seem important enough to require performance. The small courtesies, the casual promises, the ordinary moments when someone thinks no one is watching or keeping score. What makes this consistency particularly important in mature relationships is that grand gestures are often easier to perform than steady reliability. A man can plan an expensive vacation or send elaborate flowers without having the character foundation necessary to be dependable in daily life. But the small consistencies, arriving when expected, doing what he says he'll do, and treating you with the same courtesy privately that he shows publicly, these require genuine character. He followed through on what he said, showed up on time, and honored even the smallest requests. Whether in public or private, his respect and attentiveness never wavered. More than that, his emotional steadiness stood out. Eleanor could trust how he'd respond in conflict or stress, because his character didn't shift with his mood. Pay attention to reliability in small commitments, rather than being impressed by large gestures. Does he do what he says he'll do when he says he'll do it? Is he consistently courteous and considerate, or does his behavior vary dramatically based on his mood or circumstances? Does he maintain the same character privately that he presents publicly? But perhaps the most revealing test of character happens in how a man treats people who have no power or ability to benefit him, which we'll explore right this.
4. He treats service workers and strangers with kindness. You can learn more about a man by how he treats a waiter than by how he treats you in the early days of dating. A truly good man's kindness isn't performed for the benefit of those he's trying to impress. It flows naturally from his character and extends to everyone he encounters, regardless of their social status or ability to reciprocate. A truly good older man doesn't reserve his charm or respect just for romantic interests. His kindness extends to the barista who gets his coffee order wrong, the grocery clerk who's moving a little too slow, or the stranger struggling with a heavy door. This isn't performative politeness, it's deeply ingrained character. At this stage in life, emotional maturity shows in the small, everyday interactions, the moments where he has nothing to gain. Is he patient with those who can't offer him status? Does he treat people with less power as equals? These are the clearest signs of inner decency. Kindness to strangers means he's not just performing for you, he's living his values. And that's the kind of man who's likely to treat you with respect and care when the spotlight's off and life gets real. Dr. Adam Grant's research on character and pro-social behavior reveals that people who demonstrate consistent kindness across all social interactions, regardless of hierarchy or reciprocal potential, are more likely to be trustworthy, reliable partners. This consistency indicates that their positive behavior stems from internal values rather than external incentives. So pay attention to how someone treats people who can do nothing for them. Servers, cashiers, maintenance workers, customer service representatives, strangers asking for directions. Does he show the same courtesy and respect to everyone, or does his behavior change based on someone's perceived status or usefulness to him? He uses please and thank you with service workers. He's patient when others make mistakes. He treats people's time and effort as valuable, regardless of their job. He shows basic human courtesy to strangers.
His kindness doesn't fluctuate based on his mood or the other person's ability to benefit him. If this resonated with you so far, go ahead and tap the like button. It lets me know you want more content like this and helps other women over 60 find it too. And while kindness to strangers reveals his character in public, the next sign shows you how he'll handle your heart in private, especially when life gets vulnerable.
5. He has a clear vision for his future that includes you. The ancient Roman philosopher Seneca wrote about the importance of living with intention and purpose rather than simply drifting through time. A truly good man at this stage of life has clarity about what he wants his remaining years to contain, and when he's found the right woman, she becomes naturally woven into that vision because he genuinely cannot imagine pursuing his best life without her. What makes this quality particularly significant after 60 is that we have limited time remaining, and how someone envisions spending that time reveals their priorities and values. Robert wasn't just enjoying Eleanor's company in the present, he was actively choosing to build his future around the life they could create together. By the time we reach 60 and beyond, most of us have weathered enough uncertainty. That's why one of the most attractive traits in a mature man is clarity, not just about what he wants in a partner, but how he sees the two of you growing together. He doesn't avoid conversations about the future. He initiates them. He talks about upcoming trips, retirement plans, health goals, or even where he wants to live, and he uses words like we and us instead of I and me. He isn't afraid of commitment because he's done the inner work to know what matters most now: partnership, companionship, and emotional security. He includes you in conversations about retirement plans, health goals, and life dreams. He seeks your opinion on decisions that will affect his future living situation, finances, or major life choices. He expresses excitement about specific experiences you could share. He talks about practical matters like aging, healthcare, and end-of-life issues as things you'll navigate together. This natural inclusion in future thinking reveals something profound. He sees you not just as someone pleasant to spend time with now, but as someone essential to the life he wants to create going forward. When a good man has found the right woman, his future automatically becomes our future, because he genuinely prefers the shared version to any alternative he can imagine alone. As we come to the end of our time together, let me leave you with this wisdom from the poet Maya Angelou. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. We've explored 5 profound signs that reveal truly good older men. They have made peace with their past and own their story with appropriate accountability and growth. They show genuine interest in your inner world rather than just seeking companionship. They demonstrate consistent character in small things that reveal their true nature. They treat service workers and strangers with the same kindness they show you. And they have a clear vision for their future that naturally includes you as an integral part rather than an optional addition. But these signs aren't just about finding someone pleasant to spend time with. They're about recognizing a man whose character will enhance your life, support your growth, and provide the kind of partnership that becomes more valuable as you face the inevitable challenges of aging together. At this stage of life, we don't have time to waste on relationships that don't have the foundation for lasting satisfaction and mutual support. Don't forget to like, Share it with a friend who needs to hear this, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new episode. And now I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 signs do you look for most in a good man over 60? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might just inspire someone else. The right man for you will demonstrate these qualities consistently, not just when he's trying to impress you. When you find someone who shows all 5 signs, you've found something rare and valuable. Honor that recognition by giving him the opportunity to prove that your assessment is correct. And honor yourself by refusing to settle for anything less than the quality you deserve. Thank you for watching my video, and see you next time.